Start last week at the Western Oval would have been depressed or perhaps impressed, but no doubt remember that the Tigers beat the Hawks at Waverley last year and annihilated Fitzroy at the same venue in round 3. Against that, the Hawks more than had the Tigers measure in a night match at the Park late in March. Last year, Richmond won their first match in round 6 against the Hawks. Could they do it 2 years in a row? Our commentators at VFL Park this afternoon, Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna, and we pick up the action at the start of the third quarter.
Sevens Big League welcomes you to the second half of the game at VFL Park between Hawthorn and Richmond, and Hawthorn are leading by 15 points as we go into this third quarter.
Lee, who was beaten in the first half by big Michael Byrne. Domenico was a star in the first half. Can't get that one out. There he is, number 9, Robert Domenico, and by heck, after his 4 goals last week against Footscray, he's really putting in again today. There's Byrne getting it down to the ground. Not a high standard of football in this first half, a scrambly sort of a game, a lot of pressure on both sides as we see Philip Walsh receiving this free kick right in the centre of the ground. Onto the left foot he goes. He kicks it wide towards the pocket. Taylor had made the lead. Now he comes in after it. Brian Taylor caught with the football. Now, is that holding the ball? It is, said the umpire. And a free kick will go to the Hawks, and Kelvin Moore on that half-back flank. No, it's going instead to Rodney Eade. Eade breaks away and kicks towards the centre of the ground. Lester Smith against Landy. Good, strong mark, Lester Smith. Over to Domenico. He kicks long. Up towards Lee Matthews and Curran. Curran in front, as usual. It comes to deck. In goes Brereton to knock it further afield. Grabbed by Landy. Landy with a hurried hand pass back towards centre half-back. Terry Wallace burrows in, hooks it down towards the goals. It's bouncing and the wrong side, and through for one behind. So Hawthorn moved their score under 7 goals 12. Richmond remained 5 goals 8.
That makes 2 that Hawthorn now have kicked 3 goals 10 since quarter time. They kicked 3-9 in the second quarter, that making 3 goals 10 now, so they're way off target. Kicking in from the full-back position was Strawn. The ball thumped to turf. Rioli can't do much with the hand pass. Recovers well. His hand pass this time goes high in the air. A chance now. It's Egan being tripped, and the umpire calls a free kick. That may have hurt Egan there too. He picks up. It doesn't look too hurt the way he's going. He takes off quickly and drives up to the half-forward zone. Jess waits for it, and a mark. He looked around to see if he could play on. He wasn't quite clear enough.
I wonder if he'll go for one of his big boomers, Jack.
I think he will, but Taylor is a little bit closed up for a lead, so I think Jess will kick high and long. It's high, it's long, but it's not straight, and it's gone out of bounds on the full. That breeze must be coming slightly across that ground there, Peter, because we've seen a few of those shots for goal drift away and go out of bounds on the full in this position.
Kelvin Moore playing at full-back on Brian Taylor. Taylor has kicked 2 goals and a couple of bad misses. Here's a player who has set Anir on the bottom of the pack. Let's just wait till he gets up. It looks like Johnny Anir has been a very, very good player for Richmond today. Always at the bottom of the packs, burrowing in. Umpire Peter Cameron has got his hair cut very short at the moment.
Has he got much to cut?
Lee knocks it back over his head, but waiting for it. Robertson is a beautiful handballer over to Weed. They're always backing up. Has the ball smothered. It's grabbed down there by Francis. Francis kicks towards Taylor. He leads out in front of Kelvin Moore. Waits for the bounce. He's got it too. Kelvin Moore a bit slow there as Taylor just breaks away easy as you like. And a one-handed, no marks at the umpire. He didn't hold it long enough. He gets in the hand pass. Rawlings goes in against Tuck. Roach is in there. He's been a quiet player today. It's grabbed by Russell Morris, the young half-back. He kicks it high. Swab in front. Egan from behind. Punches it to the ground. Through come the Hawks again as Kennedy bundled out of the way, and the ball comes over the line and out of bounds. And Michael Roach certainly doesn't look as good a player up on the half-forward line as he does at full forward, Jack.
Now, I prefer to see him in the key role of full forward. Underneath there is Schwab giving the ball out to Tuck. Tuck breaking away now on the left foot. He kicks one up toward the centre of the ground, but Peart coming out takes the mark nicely. Hopefully he could play on, but the umpire said he'd have to go back and take the kick as he was brought to ground by Domenico. Well-placed kick straight to Rioli. Rioli can drive in. Now he goes for the lead of Taylor, and he finds him. So that was a nice piece of work. And Rioli getting away from his opposition. That's for the second time in the game the ball has been delivered to him in such a way when he was way out in his own. Taylor has kicked 2 goals.
Well, he's led beautifully for the ball, Brian Taylor, and but for poor kicking, he could have had 4 or 5 goals on the board, Jack.
Oh, possibly should have had 5, Peter. Might have 3 after this shot.
Well, there's the drop punt. The goal umpire goes across and says it's a goal. That's 3 goals to Brian Taylor. The Tigers are back in business as they move on to 6 goals, 8-44 to Hawthorn, 7-12, 54.
First, the Nissan factory passed the bucks to the
$250 prizes. You don't have to have a winning ticket. All you need on it is this time coming up on the screen now. If you took out a ticket today that bears that time, 12:21, then ring this number, 268-2266, 268-2266. If you're first or second through, you'll be $250 richer with the compliments of NEC. Let's go back to our game of the day now at VFL Park, Hawthorn and Richmond. Our commentators Jack Edwards and Peter McKenna.
Great pass there by Maurice Rioli, Jack.
Yes, well, Rioli getting too much latitude out there, so the player in question will have to tighten up the game. I'm trying to work out just who that is because Rioli seems to be drifting around. Maybe they're not too sure just where he's playing. Maybe he's playing in the centre, and maybe he's dropping, or maybe he's playing on the half-forward zone. But present is in the middle. Taken by Tuck. He should drive long. He balks around the opposition. Now he goes for a pass to the leading Curran. Curran will be up high, got pushed in the back by Strawn, but the umpire calls play on. Piatt brought to ground by Matthews. The umpire says, holding the ball. I don't know he had much chance to get rid of it. Pete, you were about to say that, weren't you?
Well, I'll say he had no chance. No chance whatsoever. He picked up the ball, Piatt. Just went one way, was caught hard by Matthews, a beautiful tackle, but gee, you've got to have some chance to get rid of the ball. Here's Matthews anyway. You can't give him too many chances. Lee Matthews, as he threads that one through the eye of a needle and puts it through for goal number 2 to Lee Matthews today.
Hawthorn get the answering goal on this occasion through Matthews. Hawthorn 8-12-60 and Richmond 6-8-44. Hawthorn now lead by 16 points. They led by 15 as we started the quarter.
Well, the rule as far as holding the ball goes, Jack, says that you must be given sufficient time to dispose of the football. Well, in my opinion, then he had no time to dispose of it.
He had no time because he couldn't get a hand pass away. He couldn't get a kick in, so I don't know whether that comes in no time or sufficient time. Don't know, Peter, we'll wait and see. Lee taps it down, Schwab takes it, kicks high into the open half-forward zone, and a good mark has been taken this time. Looks like Kane. Mervyn Kane looking up across toward Jimmy Jess, who's leading. The kick might not carry Jess, yes, will make it, but can't take the mark. It's on the turf. Wall came through, eventually regains possession and shoots it down to Strawn. Strawn from half-forward, goes toward Taylor again, and Taylor takes the mark. Now, this is a similar shot that he kicked only moments ago. He might be out about 3 or 4 metres more. He's going for his 4th goal. Now, only moments ago, you saw him kick his 3rd goal from, you'd say, nearly the same position.
Well, as I said earlier in the game, you must lead on Calvin Moore. He's far too slow at full-back, and Taylor is exploiting that weakness at the moment as we see Taylor firing at the goals, and he has put it through. A beautiful kick by Brian Taylor, and the Tigers reply with a lovely goal. They've moved on to 7-8-50, trailing Hawthorn 8 goals, 12-60.
I was just waiting to see if O'Halloran will be brought onto the ground. I see O'Halloran talking on the phone to coach Alan Jeans down there in the players' resting position. Now, whether he's going to be brought on to try and handle Taylor in place of Calvin Moore, well, only time will tell. So it's 10 points the difference. The game you're watching is between Hawthorn and Richmond at VFL Park. Lee. McCarthy got the tap. Tuck can't take it. He does get it eventually. He gets it down to the half-forward zone where the ball will be marked at. No, not paid. At the half-back position. It's been paid to Stewart now. Craig Stewart going out short to Anea. Anea from the wing position out of side. Straightens up. Balks 2 players. Gets balance on the left foot and finds Rioli. Rioli in the centre. Richmond starting to move the ball fairly well. They're opening the game up and driving long. Down toward the half-forward zone it goes, and a good mark has been taken by Egan. He plays on now. Would he look for Taylor? No, the kick was smothered. Well smothered by Robertson.
And here comes, in fact, it's Kennedy coming away with the football. Gets smothered, gets bundled out of the way. It's grabbed there by Peter Francis. Over to Mark Lee. Towards centre half-forward goes Lee. Fires at the goals. It's swinging back. Hit the post, I think. Yes, said the goal umpire. Bad luck for the Tigers because they are really starting to fire at the moment.
Yes, they're moving the ball well. Now, let's see what will eventuate this third quarter on Sevens Big League. The ball tapped down by Green. Should have done the shepherding. Egan again, left-footed now. He's on his wrong foot. He kicks into the full forward zone, tucks there, but he can't spoil Taylor. And Taylor takes the mark right on the end of the square. And the move I suggested before, O'Halloran for Kelvin Moore, is about to eventuate now. Maybe Moore was out of position. He may have been taken off the ground then, and halfway down the ground.
Well, Taylor, that might have been a very bad interchange, as you said,
I think it was, because Moore was halfway down the ground, so Taylor didn't have an opponent, and now you'll see him going for his 5th goal. It's through. So Richmond now only 3 points behind Hawthorn. Hawthorn 8-12-60, Richmond 8-9-57 on Sevens Big League.
Well,
Westpac announces the world's first national...
The sports specialist will be there to bring you all the action live. The Reserve Cup, Sunday afternoon at 2:15.
Well, here we go. Richmond back in the game. Only 3 points behind Hawthorn, and Lee got the tap down. Tuck thumps it out again. It's been taken at half forward, and the running Robertson picks up and drives long. It's high down toward Curran. He gets jockeyed out of position that time. It's at the back of the pack where Peart picks up. He's played well. In the back should be the decision. Yes.
yes, on that occasion, I reckon he was a little bit lucky, Jack, because Neil Peart did hang on to the ball that time, as distinct from the last one, but still he got the bit of a push in the back and he received the free kick. Here's Barry Rowling. So this game has come alive, and at the moment it is quite a good game. The first half very, very ordinary, but the Tigers, and here's Michael Roach, who's been a quiet player, taking a very good mark at centre half forward. Now Taylor's on fire. Oh, bad kick again by Michael Roach, off the side of the boot towards half forward. Good strong play. Here's Taylor again. Onto the right foot, now onto the left, has a bounce into the open goal. He's missed.
Well, that's what he should never have done. He got himself in beautiful position to take that shot at goal, and it was a very easy goal that he missed there. There was no pressure after he eluded about 3 opponents. It was great football to get so close to goal, but then a poor kick brought him undone. So Hawthorn under a bit of pressure.
Swab on the right foot towards the half-back line. The game has come alive. Here's Wakeman charging his way through. Gets a hand pass to Rioli. Rioli fires down to Taylor. Up he goes. He's marked. He's marked again, Brian Taylor. 15 metres out from goal, directly in front. Beautiful football, and the big full forward has come alive.
Hawthorn just about to get their wings clipped now. The Hawks aren't going too well in this third term on Sevens Big League, and Taylor has set the VFL park alight. Should have kicked that last goal, though he won't miss this one. He's only 15 metres out, dead in front of goal. This kick should put Richmond in front. Richmond in front on Sevens Big League, 64 playing 60.
Yes, and as I said, the game very poor in the first half. The Tigers have come out, and the first time in for the year we have actually seen Hawthorn really under pressure, because the Tigers are firing. Rioli's playing well. Taylor is playing a brilliant game at full forward at the moment. He's already had Kelvin Moore taken off the ground, and now David O'Halloran's got the big job. Wakeman is starting to pick up his game round the packs, and we're going to have a real ball game now as we see Lee going in against Byrne. No decisive hit out. They go in after it again. There's Byrne knocking it back towards McCarthy. This is usually where Hawthorn lift themselves. Kane on the right foot down towards half forward. The mark is taken by Rodney E.
Richmond have kicked 4-2 in his third term to Hawthorn's 2 goals 1. The quarter is only 12 3/4 minutes old. Hawthorn into attack now. Rioli will wait for any crumb that may eventuate. No, he had to go and try and take the mark himself. Schwab spins out of trouble. Green's caught. Got a hand pass away. Taken by Peart. Peart's long hand pass goes out toward Kane. A vacant half-back except for Kane. He takes the ball up to the centre to the ground. Long hand pass toward Jess. Ill-directed. A chance for Jess, though. He can gain it here. Can't pick up cleanly. Tackle push in the back. The umpire said in the back it is. And Jimmy Jess, one of the best kicks in the business, can drive the ball right down to Taylor. That's if Taylor doesn't lead. Taylor is leading now. The kick is directed toward him, and the ball thumped down to ground. It runs over the back of the players. Wall kicks the ball toward the goals. A chance for Roach. It bounces badly for him. He's in the goal square. He tries to get a hand pass out. He gets around to the left foot, shoots toward goal, and it's gone right across the face of goal.
Oh, there's some pressure on now. as the mark has been taken by David Polkinghorn. He's looking for the hand pass. Now he's going for it. He's got the loose man too, and the umpire's going to make him go back. Well, there's that rule again. You've got to go over your mark. As Polkinghorn kicks it this time towards the half-forward line. Jess goes up. Now it's Rawlings. Here's danger for Hawthorn. Rawlings with the short pass. It's a lovely pass too, and finds John Annear. And this could be 15 metres unless Green moves back.
Well, Taylor calling for the ball to be kicked high, but that was a dummy. He now leads into the forward pocket. And Taylor's sticky fingers grab another one. So Taylor, a tight shot at goal. He's close to the boundary line, as you see. He has kicked 5 goals. 6 goals, I'm sorry. He has kicked 6, going for his 7th. They didn't put down the easy one he got a moment ago. So this will be a difficult shot. The breeze is going from his left to right-hand side. He'll have to put it out a little bit further in front of the goal, unless he kicks it real hard, keeps it on line. He pops it up. And he pops it through. So Richmond, 10 points in front of Hawthorn on 7's big league. 10-10-72, 8-12-60.
We've seen a whole lot of champions in Australia.
Awesome display of full forward work in this quarter by Taylor. He's giving these teammates a target. He is marking strongly in front. He's leading beautifully and kicking straight. And in fact, he's kicked 7 goals. Could easily have been 9 or 10, because he certainly missed in the second quarter a couple of sitters right in front.
Well, in the first term, he missed a couple of relatively easy shots. So Hawthorn breathe now. They have a chance to put the ball into attack. And Big Burn kicks long to the half-forward zone, looks for McCarthy. Brereton gets up high, thumped down by Peart, taken by Rioli. Rioli on the wrong foot, but gets it up to Big Lee. Big Mark Lee up on the half-forward zone. A chance to play on now. He thought of a hand pass, changes his mind, goes toward Taylor. O'Halloran out in front. Taylor pushed him in the back. The umpire calls play on. Taylor goes into goal. And he's got another one. Brian Taylor, the star of the Richmond team here at VFL Park this afternoon. Richmond 11-10-76, Hawthorn 8-12-60.
Well, that'll be a contentious one, that one. Was it a push in the back, or was it just sheer brute strength by Brian Taylor? I tend to think it was just a good, strong bit of an edge in the side, but whether the ball was within 5 metres is the big question. But that's good play by Taylor, because it was another goal, and goal number 8, a magnificent display by Taylor.
Richmond have kicked 6-2 in this vital third term. And I'll correct what I said before. Hawthorn have only kicked 1 goal.
There's the big thump by Lee down towards half forward. Could have been a free kick to the Hawks, and they're under real pressure as we see Polkinghorn getting it over there to Kennedy. Kennedy on the left foot up towards half forward, but out comes Kane, shoved in the back, and Mervyn Kane will... No? Yes, it is set up by Peter Cameron as Kenny Judge was trying to get away with the football, and they're not looking good today, Hawthorn, even in the first half. Although they were in front, they didn't look back to their normal style of play.
Well, they kicked 3-9 in the second term, and that hasn't helped their cause any. The kick by Kane up to the half-forward zone. Oh, it could have been a Hawthorn free kick to the man in front, I thought. Thought the player at the back came over the top of Morris, but the umpire, yes, has played that way.
Russell Morris, centre-half back, kicks it wide. The breeze favouring the end, which Richmond is kicking to at the moment. Here comes Dipier Domenico. He tries his heart out. Now it's Lethal Lee. Comes out after the football. Oh, beautiful football as he tries to get it over the back there to Brereton. Lee tries to crash his way through the pack. The Richmond players look an entirely different side in this quarter. We see Peart, who's been a very good player today, after his ex-teammate at Collingwood in Walsh. Walsh has got 50 metres to run if he wants to. He's bouncing it down the wing. Ducks back now onto the left foot. No doubt he'll look for Taylor with the long kick. Taylor a long way away, though. Up they go, and that's a good mark by the young half-back in Russell Morris.
Yes, a strong mark. Hand passing on now. Kennedy getting the ball down toward Brereton. Brereton opposed to Peart, who's done well. Peart into the back of Brereton, but no free kick. Strong play by Annear, very strong play. Tuck on the scene now for Hawthorn. Picking up, knocks his own trainer down as the trainer was running out to look after the injured Schwab, but taken by Lee. Lee kicks and finds Rioli again. Rioli cutting Wallace to pieces in the centre. Rioli springs back on the left foot. He'll be looking for a lead by Taylor. No, he's ignored that. He's gone long. He kicks down toward the goal square, and the mark taken by Kennedy. Wall does the towel, about to try and chop him off. The hand pass from Kennedy comes down to Eade. Eade from half-back with plenty of room to move in. Gets down to the half-back flank, drives with the left foot, down toward Byrne. Big Byrne up, Taps it out for Di Pierdomenico. Di Pierdomenico playing soccer tactics. Off the ground it goes. Will he try and pick it up or not? He does. He balks the opposition. Does it well. Hooks it around toward the vacant flank area, but Judge can't get in to take the mark. Peter Francis is there.
See, the Tigers are playing really good, strong football as the kick from Francis beats Rollings over the line now to bounds. 8-12 to 11-10, 60 to 76, but don't write off Hawthorn yet, Jack, because that's 16 points the difference. You'd never write off the Hawks.
Well, Hawthorn were 15 points in front at half-time, and now Richmond is 16 points in front, and we've been playing 19 minutes of the third term.
There's the hand pass coming over to Anir from Walsh. Anir goes the short pass down to Jimmy Jess. He's got it too. Centre half forward, he should get to Taylor quickly. Taylor's ducked back. This will be a long kick to the square. Oh, that's an 80-metre kick. A magnificent kick by Jess. It went through the goals by through the points, I should say, by 10 metres, but just offline. And that's another behind on the board. So 8-12 Hawthorn, 11-11 Richmond. 2 goals, 5 the difference. Coming onto the ground is Fowler, and Brereton has been taken off, and Peart has played a great game on him at centre half back.
Hawthorn in trouble. Richmond leading by 17 points, and a mark taken down there in the back line. Going to be pushed out by Landy. There's a couple of leads in the centre of the ground. Francis has won, but he's going to ignore that. He's going to come up the flank on the members' side and kick to the half-forward flank where Jess got up high. Couldn't take it. Roach's left foot kick bounces in the open territory. O'Halloran comes out. The ball bounces kindly for him. He gave it to Eade. Eade goes for a hand pass. This is dangerous. The ball suckered off the ground now. There's a chance for Richmond to get the ball in. It's Rollings shooting off the boundary line, and Tuck tips in. Taylor was all by himself, but the ball didn't carry to him.
Unbelievable. Great play, Michael Tuck, as he kicks it down towards the half-back line. But this is a Richmond mark. No doubt for that. Philip Walsh holds on, and that'll be 15 metres. That's bad play to Pierdomenico, because this will put Walsh. Oh boy, that is about an 8-metre, 15 metres, believe it or not.
An 8-metre, 15.
If that makes sense.
I know what you mean. Kicking now is Walsh, going for goal. He kicks high. It's off target and only through for one behind. So we've seen some shots missed here today. 8-12, 11-12, 18 points the difference in Richmond's favour. And the league leader, Hawthorn, staring defeat in the face. I know it's a long way to go, but Richmond are playing the better football.
Well, that's exactly right, Jack. There's Morris, who's been a good player under pressure in this quarter. Over to Robertson. Robertson will look for the hand pass. He's a beautiful handballer as he gets it to Schwab. Schwab over there to Fowler. Fowler caught with the ball. That was nearly holding the ball. Egan, now he's holding the man. That is holding the ball against Egan.
He played holding the man against Fowler, or to Fowler.
Schwab, right in the centre of the ground. He kicks it wide, looking for Lee. Lee Matthews. Over the back is Green. He goes, they're starting to get a touch of the fumbles, the Hawks, at the moment. In goes Green again. He's been a good player. Hooks it out to Matthews. Matthews, could have been a free kick. Ken Judge. Over to Curran. A high kick, and this could land up in the goal square. Up they go, and the ball is forced through by Craig Stewart from behind to Hawthorn.
Hawthorn 8-13-61, trailing Richmond 11-12, 78-7's big league, bringing you the game from VFL Park. 22 minutes into the third term, and Strawn places the ball well out to the half-back flank, and the mark has been taken down by Jepp. Jepp of Richmond looking for a lead. He goes short, fairly short, into the centre. The ball, should have been marked there by Egan, and he dropped an easy one. His hand pass comes to an ear. He moves it up to the half-forward zone. Rodney Eade at the back, went one-handed, couldn't take the mark, which doesn't surprise me. The handball comes out. It's Morris of Hawthorn. Handballing down to Schwab. Schwab gets it moving to Polkinghorn. Polkinghorn should get it down to Tuck on the flank, but he hasn't. He's gone back into the centre. Robertson gets it back to Kennedy. Kennedy looks for Di Pierdomenico out wide on the half-forward flank. It's called play on as Domenico got put out of business. Strawn comes on the scene. Fowler giving chase. Suckered off the ground by Strawn. He's playing soccer with it, but he can't make contact on this occasion. And we'll see a boundary throw in on the centre weak position on the outer side. Richmond 11-12, 78, a 17-point advantage over Hawthorn.
Centre wing, Byrne and Lee. Lee doing better in this quarter. He was beaten in the first half. He gets that hurried kick down towards half-forward. Polkinghorn, a lovely hand pass as he gets it across there to Wallace, who's been a quiet player today. He kicks towards the centre of the ground. The ball is thumped away. Back to Tuck. Tuck was held when he didn't have it. In they go after it again. This is Peart. Peart's been a very good player for Richmond. On the right foot, down towards Rioli. He's a danger player. Grabbed by Kennedy. Jess He breaks the tackle, Kennedy, and he kicks it back to the centre of the ground. Up they go. The ball is thumped away. A chance now for the Hawks as we see Russell Green, a hand pass to Judge. This is danger. Judge into the open goal. He fires, and that is a magnificent goal. Beautiful football, Hawthorn. Kenny Judge doesn't mess around. Puts it through for his second.
Good goal to Hawthorn, and they certainly needed it. Richmond 11-12, 78. Hawthorn 9-13, 67 on Sevens big lead. Because they're down by 11 points at the 24.5-minute mark of the third term on Sevens big league, where Lee takes it, gets smothered by Tuck. It comes into the centre of the ground, and Nia's hand pass intercepted by Di Pierdomenico. It's forced out where Francis has the chance to get it out. Can't do so cleanly, and the umpire said a bounce will take place in a position on the edge of the square in a wing situation. So it's on the wing, on the outer side. Tap down to Waitman. Waitman gets it up high, out very wide. Kennedy has the ball in front of him, but the boundary umpire may win out here, and the umpire indicates an out-of-bounds decision. Half-forward flank for Richmond on the outer side of the ground. Well, from this position, the breeze does favour Richmond because it is favouring their goal, but I think mainly from that area over there.
Well, we're into the time-on period now by a few seconds, and, well, we're going to have a tremendous finish, I feel, to this game, because in the last quarter, of course, Hawthorn will kick to the scoring end of the ground. So, well, the Tigers have played a terrific quarter with great display up at full forward by Taylor. Jess against Kennedy. Two unlikely ruckmen there. Back to Russell Green, onto the left foot, he kicks it. This is Robertson, he's been a good player today. He went for the bounce, gets another hand pass in. He's had a million hand passes today over to Weed. He kicks it towards half forward, the ball is thumped away. Here's a chance there for Fowler. He was caught with the ball, good strong play by Jeff. Jeff gets it out to Francis. Oh, they've got a loose man out wide in Matthew Wall. He's got 100 metres to run in if he wants to. Taylor ducks back, calling for the ball. He should have kicked the football. Hand pass, he should have got it down to Taylor. Now it's a near, and that was very poor play by Matthew Wall because Taylor had made perfect position.
Yes, he just got a payout too from Taylor, who told him Taylor dropped back into the square and was calling for the ball to be driven up.
He was 20 metres behind O'Halloran. He only had to kick that ball long, and that was another goal to the Tigers. But that handball, gee, it messes sides up at times, Jack.
Well, it certainly messed them up on that occasion. The free kick being taken down there by Green, peered up high, spoilt the package, come down, and not a very good hand pass on that occasion by Egan. Hawthorn a chance to take it away as the hand pass comes over to Schwab. He gives it out once again. And the little running player there in Wallace gets it to Matthews. Matthews plays on from the half-forward zone. Runs himself into trouble. Gave it out to Fowler. Fowler has the goal open for him. Strawn's dropping back to chop it off. And Strawn takes the mark in the vacant goal square. He can hand pass out and get things moving if he wishes. He can see a lead out there by Rawlings. The kick won't quite carry that far, though. And it runs out of bounds, or does it? No, Rawlings gets it just inside. Picks it out nicely. The left foot kick comes up to Walsh. Walsh can move the ball now, which he does. A hand pass once again.
That was Stewart giving it to Jess. Jess knocks it back. Beautiful football here as we see Philip Walsh coming through the centre of the ground. He kicks long. Taylor and O'Halloran. Taylor! A beautiful mark.
What a body use that was.
Tremendous use of the body, Brian Taylor. He's on fire. Lovely kick by Walsh. And that is mark number 10 to Brian Taylor. And this could be goal number 9. And he is on fire at full forward. Brian Taylor, 30 metres out, almost directly in front, and boy, would this be a handy one into the time-on period of this third quarter as we see Brian Taylor. Oh, he laid back and he stabbed at that one. Not a good kick, and has put it through for a point, and that would have been a real jarring goal for the Hawks.
Well, it would have been Taylor's 7th goal for the quarter. He's kicked all 6 of Richmond goals in this third term, so he's had a great quarter of football. Hawthorn still have their back to the wall. They still trail by 12 points, even though Taylor missed that relatively easy goal. Delivered up toward Byrne, who got nudged out by Lee, but the umpire calls play on. Richmond going forward again. It's Roach going goalward. He puts it up, but he's off target also. And only one behind. Richmond have had their chances. The shots for goal tell you that. Richmond 11 goals, 14-80. Hawthorn 9 goals, 13-67. Hawthorn defending grimly.
Well, they're the ones that can sew up a game if you can get those ones just before three-quarter time. It knocks a bit of the stuffing out of the opposition, but they've missed them, Richmond, and that keeps Hawthorn in the game as we see Eade calling for someone to make a lead. Now they do. McCarthy is the player in the pack. It's punched away by to Polkinghorne. Polkinghorne with a hand pass to Judge. Judge kicks it straight across towards centre half back and they're fiddling around Hawthorn at the moment. A little short pass. Oh, he's off too, Russell Green. Good play. He kicks it wide. He's looking there for Lester Smith, who marks on half-forward flank. And boy, it'll be amazing if the Hawks got a goal here, and Richmond would be kicking themselves if they do.
Well, there was a lead by Curran, but the kick was too long for him. Lee's caught in possession. Tackled too high, though. He was tackled too high, and he will take the free kick. Now, he was completely surrounded, Lee, but one tackle got over the shoulder of Mark Lee, and the umpire has ruled in favour of the Richmond ruckman.
Well, a good thing he did get the free, because three Hawthorn players were there to swoop on the ball and put that one through, Jack.
Yes, he was, I won't say lucky, the free kick was there, so he was awarded it. Lee going straight up the ground, kicks long toward Jess, who's come right down, got up high, and Jimmy Jess has called. I thought the umpire called play on there. He did too. He didn't pay the mark.
I thought it was a mark.
Well, so did everyone else. But bounce being put down at the half-forward line for Hawthorn. And look at that pack around the ball. Oh. There must be about 20, 30 people nearly out there. It's kicked by Stewart up to the centre of the ground. Polkinghorne will keep coming down now after taking the mark. But he kicks straight toward Peart.
He's played a great game, Neil Peart. How many kicks is that, Kevin? 17 kicks as the siren sounds to end a brilliant third quarter here at VFL Park by Richmond. They lead at three-quarter time, 11-14-80 to Hawthorn, 9-13-67.
Sevens Big League is part of the 1984 Nissan VFL Premiership season.
So Richmond turning a 15-point deficit at half-time to a 13-point advantage at the final change and running right over Hawthorn in the final term to win by 39 points. Hawthorn's first defeat for the season, and Richmond proving they're far from unbeatable. Goal kickers for Richmond. Taylor got 8, 3 each to Egan and Rioli. For Hawthorn, Matthews got 3 goals. Stats on the game, Richmond 26 more kicks and 12 more hit-outs, but Hawthorn 25 more handballs, but a lot of those, as you saw in that term, certainly were ineffective. Our man at VFL Park for Sevens Big League was Stephen Phillips.
Thank you, Peter. A great feeling here in the Richmond rooms at VFL Park. Richmond becoming the first team to defeat the 1983 Premiers Hawthorn this season. The two architects were centre-half back Neil Peart and full forward Brian Taylor, who kicked a match-winning 6 goals in a very memorable third quarter.
Yeah, it was really good, Steve. That was mainly due to the people upfield that passed the ball so well. I think that was the reason that I was managed to kick those goals in that quarter.
Has it been a lot of pent-up frustration, not knowing exactly where you have been playing this season?
Oh, well, I've always known where I've been playing, but sure, it's frustrating sitting on the bench, and being a confidence player, it's obviously hard to get the confidence on the bench, but good feeling to get on the ground again.
A very happy former Hawk and now Richmond captain Barry Rawlings. Barry, those sort of wins give you a great feeling.
Yeah, it was a great feeling, Stephen, because, you know, Hawthorn are on top of the ladder and we were down the last couple of weeks. It was a tremendous win.
And gives you something in the pocket as well.
Yeah, the HSV 7, 10,000 take all. It was tremendous, great win.
A beautiful kick by Michael Roach.
The Tigers are really on fire. Here's another long snap.
And the crowd at the cricket ground this afternoon.